man, Brian Norman, senior crashes out again. Yep, he crashes out again. Now, if you don't know, his son was seen training with Derrick James. I kind of knew that was a possibility. From the simple point, the reason I knew that, from the simple point, I knew that him and Earl had a relationship. Right? I know that him and Earl had a relationship, so I'm pretty sure him and Derrick had a relationship, and he could just be trying out Derrick James, right? He could be just seeing what I could pick up, what I could learn. And most relationships are formed by, word of mouth or by, you know, who you know, who you know. So that's why I always tell people, it's not what you know, it's who you know when you're dealing with when you're dealing with, opportunities, in the world. This is how you get it based off reputation. Um, so they already had some form of relationship. And I'll just leave it at that. So so if Earl really felt that, because him and Norman talked, I know they talked for a little bit. If he really felt Derrick was a bad guy, I don't think Norman would have did this. I think Earl knew he was in the wrong. I wouldn't even say Earl was in the wrong to keep it a beam, but I'll just keep that close to the vest. I mean, let's go.
For the people asking the question of, will I be in the corner to some magnitude? I know that's a big question that people want to know, and they want you to ask. I will not. I will not be in the corner at all. Can you imagine me being second to somebody else? I can't. You feel me? I'm a realist. I can't play second fiddle to nobody. You can't put me in front of a dish and I'm making up a gourmet meal, and then you're gonna replace me with another chef and tell me I gotta be this nigga assistant. Nah, you kiss my head. I don't do that. For the people asking the question of, will I be in the corner to some magnitude? I know that's a big question that people want to know, and they want you to ask. I will not. I will not be in the corner at all. Can you imagine me? A gourmet meal, and then you're gonna replace me with another chef and tell me I gotta be this nigga assistant? Nah, you kiss my head. I
don't. I remember I sent this to Miguel Miggs, and I sent this to him. He said somebody need to take his phone, and this is how every father in boxing will feel. Every father in boxing will feel. All these dudes got the egos, but I give them credit for this, and I said this before, and I said it again. I give them credit for this. One thing about this man, I done seen fighters' father say, "Yeah, if he don't train with me, he won't fight again. I control his career, and he got a lifetime contract with me." I done seen fighters contract with a daddy is getting 60% of their purses and all that, all this type of shit, man. It's in reality, a lot of people, would like you to believe that your parents always have what's best for you in their mind. No, it's a lot of ego it's a lot of ego involved, you know. And a lot of times, what I'm saying, this is why he about the age where he started to learn that blood is thicker than water shit is just it's wild. It's who you can trust and loyalty. Trust and loyalty has to be who you align yourself with and who you grow your community with. Blood just make you related. You put your guard down because that's your mom, pops, cousin, brother, sister. It's certain people, regardless of the relationships, for you to thrive or for you to stay out the penitentiary or for you to be happy and not always be mad. There are certain people that you just got to stay away from. And that shit hurt. Real spill, that shit hurt. And you hope that, his father don't bring that energy when it come to them working together in the future or in the now. When they see each other and they can still go out and have a meal, they can still go out, and and do things, and do things together and have a conversation. Like I said, when Roy Jones' daddy, when they split, Roy Jones' father didn't speak to him. Didn't speak to him. They had a difference of how Roy wanted his career to go, and Roy was right. But but for the most part, you have to realize that these are men, and I'm glad that he's giving Junior the autonomy to make his own decision. You have to. You can't micromanage. We can give the youth all the answers, but a lot of them is just got to walk through life and go through it, and then take the information that's given. I had to do that, and as I went through it, I had the answers. But of course, he can't be second fiddle. Ego involved. It's a lot of ego involved. Anybody ego will be hurt. I can't learn nothing from another man. At the end of the day, that's what it is. He said he work on cars. It's certain times when you run into something with a car that you got to outsource and see how to do something with. These new cars for sure. You might have to bring in a electrical specialist. I had that happen to me with one of my cars. Sometimes you got to, at the end of the day, he should look at that way. He should do what's best for his son. But going on the internet and crashing out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be second fiddle to nobody else. And I see it with fathers all the time. Virgil Ortiz Sr., he want to be the man in the corner, bro. And he probably doing more harm than help to his son. But for him to get completely out the way, to completely get out the way, for real, at least you ain't got to worry about that. A lot of these fathers act like they're the lead trainer. A lot of these fighters suck because their father don't even know what the hell they doing. Tell me I'm wrong. A lot of these fighters suck, and they really just getting by off athleticism. It's not. I mean, even without fathers, it's a lot of bad trainers out there. It's another father out there that they beef with. I don't think that's good, that great of a trainer. And I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I ain't gonna say his name, but I'll just be listening to the advice that he given, at least from the corner advice. I don't think that motherfucker that good. But I'm gonna just, keep that. I like him. I even spoke to him before, but maybe that was just a bad moment. So that's why I'm not gonna say nothing. Because he's a good dude. So, but at the end of the day, I gotta tell my truth. But honestly, maybe just trying people out. Maybe he might go back to his father. You heard what he said to Najee. He might go back to his father. He left the possibility open. He left the possibility open. So yeah, everybody be, wanting to crash out, and sometimes I learn it's better to shut the fuck up and just listen and just wait. All of us get emotional and jump to conclusions. I've been that guy. You want to jump to conclusions and all that other type of stuff, bro. And sometimes if you wait it out, bro, it ain't even what you think it is. It ain't even what you think it is. So that's one thing I learned in life. Sometimes if you wait it out, it ain't even what you think it is. So, but yeah, I like this combination for him. The relationship is already there. He's aggressive. I think there's a lot you can do with him. With being 20-some years old, I think it's a lot that you can do with him. If he wanted to go somebody more balanced like Buddy McGurf, or if he wanted to be perfect aggression, this is a great thing where to perfect his aggression. he's never going to be a great head mover. You know what I'm saying? He's never going to be a great head mover where he's really going to, move his head and do all this other type of shit, But, for the most part, I think with his power, his speed, picking up the jab, going behind the tight guard. I think, Derrick is a disciplinarian. I think he fits with anybody. His mindset, his maturity, his discipline. You know what I'm saying? So I think he pretty much fit with anybody. So yeah, man, it is what it is, man. So I like this fit for him. I think his skill set, makes anybody a great fit. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.